Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. This evening I have yet another movie review for you all, so hopefully you find this one interesting. This movie is a drama from Poland, Polish language English subs, released in the year 2020, directed by Jan Komasa, and this film is called The Hater. So The Hater is about a young man who's studying to be a lawyer. His parents have a lot of faith in him, they've put a lot of money in the school, but unfortunately one day he's expelled due to plagiarism, and now his parents are absolutely devastated. And so those around him feel as though he's lost everything, but he wants to show everyone that he's not out, down and out. So he applies for a job at this media company that specialise in digging dirt on people and destroying reputations, especially high-level celebrities and politicians. So the boss says that she will employ him on a trial basis to see how he goes, but the more she gets to know this guy, the more she realises how talented he is at actually doing this. And so she hires him to go after the big fish, politicians, and create as much hate and negative press about this person in order to lose this election. But the more this man gets into the job, the more he starts to lose himself in a very dark spiral that threatens to destroy everything around him. So what happens at that point on? Something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on The Hater. I didn't really know too much about this film, but I wanted to see this movie for two reasons. Number one, it is a Polish movie. Now, Poland have gone on to bigger and better things recently. They've done some really good stuff, and so I thought I have to go and watch this film. Number two, Jan Komasa. Now, Jan Komasa is a director that I'm not terribly familiar with, but I've heard very good things about him. And so there's another movie called Corpus Christi that I haven't actually seen, but that actually had a really interesting synopsis. I was actually going to go and see that film, but I got sidetracked with other things. That was around the time that my son was born, and I just really lost your focus on that movie, and it's gone under my radar. So to come across The Hater, another film of this director, I thought I'm going to take this opportunity right now to go and see it. And so having those two levels of curiosity, I thought, alright, well, is this a movie that's going to be another Polish movie that was going to be recommended, or was this going to be one of the rare occasions where Poland faltered? After watching The Hater, I will say that this is another example of how good Polish cinema is. This was an absolutely fantastic experience, and it's an experience that borders on horror without even trying. This is a drama. Overall, this is a drama slash crime sort of thriller, but at the same time it has strong level of horror elements because it's making us look in the mirror. Us as a society, us as social networkers, and how we deal with other people and how psychopathic we can be with other people. These days, cancel culture, it's all about destroying someone's reputation, destroying someone's life, and that's psychopathic. That's psychopathic behaviour, but so many people do this. And so whether it's hate, saying really horrible things to someone because you're behind a computer screen, again, that is very psychopathic, and that psychopathic sort of feeling comes across in the main character. The main character of this movie was absolutely terrifying, again, in a very, very subtle way, because the movie doesn't strive to scare you. This is a film, as I said, that scares you because of the reflection that you actually get when you look at yourself. And this is what the world is today. This is how, what we've become, that, that insane sort of sociopathic sort of behaviour that a lot of people demonstrate. And this is society, and so this is the way the world is. And I felt as though this story told it in a way where, yes, it is a story that's taking place with a set of characters, but it's also a story that makes you look at yourself and how you behave online. So the main character was played absolutely phenomenally well by Maciej Mizialowski. He is this man who at the start had sympathetic qualities, likeable qualities. You could understand why he would have friends, but then the more this movie goes on and the more that he gets consumed by the world that he's found himself in, the more, the lack of compassion, the more psychopathic he becomes. I felt as though this was a truly scary character. And so this is a character that is a symbolisation of everyone on social media and how toxic the social media world can be and how cruel that world can be. The cruelty in this movie is elevated through not only the performances but the cinematography. It is a very down and dreary sort of feeling that the film has, and just the backstabbing and the betrayals that occur in this movie without any the nonchalant sort of backstabbing and betrayals, and just the lack of compassion just has a very cold and empty, hollow feeling. And that cold and empty, hollow feeling has a very three-dimensional approach because, as I said, the characters are absolutely phenomenal, the situations are absolutely phenomenal, and just the thought-provoking discussions that this movie will create was absolutely second to none. And so this is a film that goes for about 2 hours. There are issues that I had with the pacing here and there, but not enough to derail the experience. There is a very, very, very shocking ending. Be very careful of that. But again, with other films that are reviewed, that is a consequence of all the build-up. This is a very, very suspenseful movie because you know something really bad is going to happen, but you just don't know what it's going to be. And when it actually hits you, it actually hits you with a lot of shocking value because you feel as though you've been on an experience. And being on an experience, the violence has a lot more high impact, and I thought as though Jan Komusa did a fantastic job at holding you on knife's edge, and then when you actually fall, this is a very heavy fall. And so it's a very heavy film. I thought the supporting cast were absolutely fantastic. But it's definitely Maciej Musialowski's performance as the main character and those around him, his behaviour and the effects that it has on those around him. I just thought as though it was a domino effect. It's basically a house of cards that was falling down, and this is everything that society has become. And so it's a very scary look at, you know, the power of social media, you know, people who have psychopathic tendencies, who are not afraid to absolutely ruin someone. That is a very scary sort of thought because of the fact it happens every day. You know, cancel culture, you know, things that, you know, people's reputation's been completely destroyed and they lose everything, and people think nothing of it. And so this is exactly what this main character does, and I just thought as though it was a very, very cruel film. It's a very thought-provoking film, and it's just another reason why Poland are so good at what they do. And so if it sounds like your kind of thing, I would highly recommend this movie. It's not an easy watch because the level of cruelty and the lack of compassion and, you know, just the nonchalant way that this main character does things that just completely destroys people. It's definitely a hard watch, but I definitely feel as though it's a very rewarding watch. If I had issues with this movie, I thought as though the pacing here and there got a little bit stagnant. I thought to myself, okay, you've made the point, you can just get on with it. But thankfully it doesn't linger too long to actually make it really noticeable. I just felt as though I was getting a little bit impatient here and there for the movie to really kick into you know, effect once again. It just gets stuck here and there, but not enough to derail what was an absolutely phenomenal experience from Poland once again. Go out there and see it. I'm going to give the Hater 4 stars. Alright guys, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.